our right, and may I add one other ingredient. Sid Gilman, the quarterback coach and special consultant for the Eagles, has a very subtle input into their whole offensive philosophy. And if you go back, much of what Sid Gilman had to impart became the genesis of Oakland Raiders football philosophy, because Al Davis was part of Gilman's staff in the first year of the AFL in 1960 in San Diego.
I think Sid Gilman's addition has really put this team into the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, I think it was the final ingredient, a great one. Let me say this, too, Bill, about the kickoff here. Todd Christensen loves to lose the toss. The Raiders like to lose the toss. There's a little superstition there. They've won most of the games where they've lost the toss.
They were worried because they won the toss at San Diego. Back deep, Billy Campfield. Perry Harrington at the 10, Louis Giamone at the 10, Campfield on the 2. And Super Bowl 15 is upon us. It's a rather poor squib kick, but it bounced to the 8, picked up by Campfield, straight ahead to 20, veers to the 25, sidesteps, and is upended at the, not the 25, it's the 23. Otis McKinney got him. Didn't quite get back to the 25. McKinney shaken up a little bit on that hard carpet, and it'll be Philadelphia's ball. They will show you a tremendous number of sets. Out of the I formation is where Montgomery is at his most dangerous, particularly in his cutback tactics. There's been much made of the matchup between Harold Carmichael and Lester Hayes, but if their sets go as they have most of the season, Carmichael will more often be matched against Wayne Osteen.
Right, and they'll have a lot of help from Burgess Owens. They'll double cover him, I'm sure.
But they start off right now with Carmichael wide to the right, going against Hayes, and they're going to double tight ends. Backs in the eye. First pitch out to Montgomery, cuts in outside Osteen, barrels out to the 31-yard line before he's brought down by Owens. Osteen made a force, but he was cut down by Harris, the fullback, on the quick pitch, and off left tackle went Montgomery for a good 8 yards. Now they've got a 1st and 10 on the 35. There'll be adjustments made. You'll recall how Charlie Sumner scrapped his game plan early in the San Diego game last week and went almost exclusively to a 4-man front when he saw what San Diego was going to do with their passing game. Now they go Carmichael to the left, Smith to the right, and double tight ends. Only back is Montgomery. Montgomery makes a shift over a step to the left, directly behind the quarterback. Play fake. Back is Jaworski with time to throw. Drills one. Intercepted. Rod Martin, 47-yard line. Down to the 40. Rod to the right side at the 30. Hurled out of bounds by Montgomery. A low throw and into double coverage. Jaworski forcing the ball. He was only intercepted 12 times all regular season, and Rod Martin makes the first big takeaway of Super Bowl 15.
Super read by Martin. He dropped back. He knew he was on the side with Carmichael. Converged on the ball. He took a beautiful angle in his drop and reacted to the football. The ball intended for the crossing tight end, Spagnola. So Jaworski not alert to the defensive maneuver, and Rod Martin comes up with the catch.
1st and 10, Oakland. Plunkett, the quarterback. Wide to the left branch. To the right is Bob Chandler. The running backs, Van Egan and King, will set the defense as we go along. They hand off to Van Egan, a hole over right guard, but it's closed off by Berge after about a 2-yard gain to the 28-yard line. The defense for Philadelphia, the front three, Dennis Bigfoot Harrison, a monstrous man physically, 6'8", 280 at left end. Carl Hairston, who was a great player against Dallas, at right end, 6'3", 260. Charlie Johnson is the nose guard. He's 6'3", 262. John Bunning and Jerry Robinson, left and right, are the outside backers. Bill Berge and Frank LeMaster on the inside. Roynell Young and Herman Edwards are the corners. 2nd down 7 for the Raiders, just inside the 28. Plunkett gives on an inside handoff to King, and he can't make a thing. A great play that time by Hairston. On a slant left to right, Hairston intercepted him at the line of scrimmage, and he lost about a yard. It'll be 3rd and long and about 8 to go. Branch to the left against Herm Edwards. Out to the right, Chandler against Young, who's 10 yards off the line. Plunkett on a deep setup. Looking, delivers a pass underneath the Branch at the 10, streaks to the 5, barreled into the ground at the 5-yard line. Branch on a delayed slant in that time. 1st and goal to go Oakland on a 15-yard pickup.
He did a beautiful job of adjusting that time. He first saw the corner back laying way off, so he tried to adjust underneath, then had to come even more shallow to get past the linebacker Robinson, and then right in the middle of the zone, he gets it down to the 5-yard line.
1st and goal to go Oakland. They took the ball on their own on the Philadelphia 30-yard line after the Rod Martin interception. Slot left. Hand off to Van Egan. He powers down to about the 2.5. He was met by Berge at the line of scrimmage, but carried Berge and Charlie Johnson with him. They mark it right on the 3. It'll be 2nd and goal now on the 3-yard line. We are just 5 minutes into the football game, Super Bowl 15. There is no score, but the Raiders are threatening. But Tom Flores is a man you couldn't tell the game situation by looking at his face. Totally impassive. 3rd and goal on the 2. Raymond Chester are tight into the left. They're going slot right with Branch and Chandler. No double tight ends. Plunkett drops back to pass. Steps up. He looks. Over the middle. He's got it. Touchdown Raiders. It's caught by Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch, who galloped 66 yards last December of 1979 with a touchdown pass from Kenny Stabler in the same turf in the end zone waiting. Plunkett looked things over very calmly and then dumped it to him.
Beautiful protection. It was Branch lining up in the slot, simply ran down to the middle of the end zone, hooked, moved away from pressure. He hooked inside, then came back out between a linebacker and a defensive back. Edwards caught the ball, got a jolt, but hung on for the TD. The Raiders break on top.
A 2-yard touchdown pass. Plunkett threw it almost like a dart.
Sure did.
Here's Chris Barr for the conversion try. Chandler holding. The kick is on the way, and it's perfect. Time is out on the field with 8:56 to go. First quarter, scoreboard showing Oakland 7, Philadelphia nothing. Branch to the left against Edwards. Chandler to the right against Young. Plunkett on a straight drop back. Here comes the rush. Steps up. Can't find anybody yet. Takes off running to the left. Rolls on the move. And it's caught by King at the 40. King takes over the 50. He'll go all the way. Nobody doing. To the 20. To the 10. To the 5. Touchdown Raiders. Kenny King on a bucket pass to the left sideline at the 40. Dashes the remaining 60 yards. Then Philadelphia defender took a shot at the ball and missed. King made the catch, looked upfield. There was nothing but open air. He caught a big touchdown in the Charger victory that got the Raiders here. And they've opened up a lead of 13-0 pending Chris Barr's conversion. Plunkett on a 3rd down play that time. Got good blocking, couldn't find the receivers. Skidded around to get open, to get a little time to get somebody open, and when Herm Edwards, playing the zone on the right side defensively against King, gambled, he came up snake eyes. Here's the conversion. It's good. And the scoreboard shows the Raiders owning a Bulls now with 9 seconds left to go in this first quarter before they kick off, and we keep it here. Bulls, it is 14-0.
Well, you love to get your receivers going deep as you have to adjust your patterns. I'm sure Edwards took that peek, Bill, that so many defensive backs do when they feel there might be a sack. Every once in a while you think there might be a sack, so you peek back, and that's when you take off upfield. You adjust your pattern. You try to go deep in a situation like that. Plunkett read Kenny's adjusted break. Hit him right on the money. What a play.
Chandler goes left against Edwards this time with Branch in the slot against Young. Play fake. Back is Plunkett. Time to throw. Deep to the end zone to Branch. It is caught by Branch. Touchdown Raiders. He won a wrestling match against Dwight L. Young on the 1-yard line. Holy Toledo. Branch's second touchdown catch of the day. Dwight L. Young could not have played him better. Branch just won a wonderful battle between two men who were in a dead heat when that ball was there for grabs.
Right, he was actually behind him and stepped in front of him. Roy Nell Young, you got to figure he had eyes for the football. He probably thought he had the interception. Again, great recovery by the guy. It was Branch on and out, what you would call a corner rather, and then just came back in under him. He had a better look at it.
Bar the conversion. It is up and good. And so the 30-yard touchdown pass climaxes a march of 77 yards. And with timeout at 12:24 to go in the third quarter, the scoreboard shows Oakland 21, Philadelphia 3. Carmichael goes left against Osteen. Smith to the right against Hayes. They have double tight ends this time. Montgomery not in there. Play fake to Harris. Jaworski looks and throws. Left side, picked off. Rod Martin. Toe dances up the side to the 40, 45, 50. And Rod Martin comes up with his second interception of the day. A beautiful play on the coverage at the right sideline. Speaking defensively, they may call it back to where he actually stepped out of bounds. He did, but the Raiders get their second takeaway. Their ball at the 35. Timeout, 8:20, third quarter. Oakland 21, Philadelphia 3. Back is Jaworski. Sets up really deep. Now comes up the middle. Picked off. Rod Martin the third time today at the 40, the 45, the 50. Backward, backpedaling to the 38-yard line. And Rod Martin once again slams the door in the face of the man they call Jaws in Philadelphia. There won't be another play. The Raiders are beginning to exult. Silver and black football is king of the hill in the National Football League. Jim Plunkett climaxing as great a comeback his sports has ever witnessed. Guiding the Raiders, Rod Martin, record-setting 3 interceptions. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. The Oakland Raiders are the champions of Super Bowl 15. Oakland 27, Philadelphia 10.